What made your parents completely regret grounding you? In 10th grade, I got home one night at 4 a.m. after sneaking out to a boy's house and thought I was in the clear. I climbed up onto my roof, slid my window open as quietly as I possibly could, and right as I stepped inside, my light turned on. I almost had a heart attack and screamed as I saw my dad sitting in my room waiting for me. I could immediately see he was pissed. Fun night, he said. He had my iPad open, showing all the text messages between me and Brody, all of them. I started crying. I was so embarrassed, but also knew I was done for. Dad spent the entire next day installing motion sensors on every door and window, synced to his phone so he'd get an alert if anything opened after 10 p.m. Mom changed the hiding spot for my phone 3 times, finally settling on locking it in their bedroom safe. You've lost our trust completely, Maya, she kept saying. You're not doing this anymore. What if you get pregnant? I tried to explain we didn't do anything, but they told me I was on complete lockdown for a month. No phone, no friends, no leaving my room except for school and meals. I'm not that good at reading, so I literally spent the entire week staring at the ceiling, wondering what Brody was doing. My best friend Chloe lived 3 houses down, and I could see her bedroom light flickering as she probably scrolled through TikTok or FaceTimed our other friends. Without my phone, I had no idea what was happening in anyone's life. I begged my parents for it back, but they didn't care one bit. But then Friday came. I was looking out the window and saw Brody in Chloe's backyard. I instantly started fuming. I wanted to jump out and go yell at him right there, but my parents would kill me. But then came my perfect opportunity. As I was crying, my dad knocked on my door. He told me he and mom were going out to dinner, and they'd know if I left. You are not to leave your room. We'll know if you do. But here's what they didn't know. When dad installed those motion sensors, he missed something. My bedroom window had an old storm shutter that swung out instead of sliding up. If you opened it slowly and climbed onto the roof of the garage, you could drop down to the side yard without triggering any sensors. I knew where they hid my phone. As I heard their car pull out of the driveway at 7:30, I knew I could get away. I snuck out of the room just to go to the bathroom and got my phone out of the secret drawer. Just 2 hours of normal teenage life, catching that cheating scumbag at my best friend's house, and I'd be back before my parents even left the restaurant. By 8 p.m., I was sneaking through Chloe's backyard, ready to confront both of them. I could hear music coming from her room upstairs, and could see her LED lights were set to red. My hands were shaking with anger as I went to bang on the back door, but it was already cracked open. I stormed inside, ready to scream at them both, but the house was weirdly quiet except for the music upstairs. Brody! I yelled, stomping up the stairs. I know you're here! Her bedroom door was closed, music blasting, and as I pushed it open and my anger instantly turned to terror, Chloe was on the floor, her face purple, hands clutching her throat, eyes bulging with panic. Brody was just standing there frozen, more concerned with putting his shirt back on than helping her. We were eating strawberries. Call an ambulance or something. I shoved him aside and got behind Chloe, wrapping my arms around her waist. I did the Heimlich maneuver like we'd learned in health class, pumping hard upward into her diaphragm. Nothing. Brody was backing away, saying he didn't want to get in trouble, that it wasn't his fault. I pumped again, harder, and again. On the 4th thrust, a huge piece of fruit shot out of her mouth as she started coughing. Chloe gasped, collapsing forward, sucking in air with a horrible wheezing sound. I grabbed my phone and called 911 anyway while she still coughed and gasped, her color slowly returning from purple to pink. Chloe's parents were sobbing, thanking me over and over. But before I could get home, my phone started blowing up. My parents had come home early because mom forgot her credit card. Dad's first voicemail was volcanic. The sensors show you're not in your room. You have 30 seconds to call me back or I'm calling the police, you little brat. The second one was worse. We're driving to the police station right now. I called him back from the hospital waiting room. Dad, I'm at the hospital with Chloe. He cut me off, screaming about trust and consequences, until Chloe's father grabbed my phone. Mr. Richardson explained everything. How I interrupted her daughter's Netflix and chill. How she wasn't supposed to have anyone over, and if I hadn't gone, she wouldn't have made it. The silence on the other end was deafening. When my parents arrived at the hospital, my mom was white as a sheet. I could tell they both felt horrible. So horrible that all the motion sensors came off my room, and I didn't even have to sneak out after that.